is a part of the new EU strategy of Turkey. I think we needed something as a discipline and to give the message what we are thinking and what is our vision about the European Union. So it has three pillars, and one is the communication, of course, and we established this communication strategy very recently. Basically, it's based on two pillars. One is to repair the image of Turkey in Europe, which has been damaged due to wrong perceptions for 3 years now. And the other is to repair the European Union image in Turkey, which is also damaged due to wrong perceptions. So in Turkey we're going to use the civil society mainly. We have 104,000 civil society organizations, which is, I think, a kind of a proud to have in a democratic country so many civil society organizations, and over 25,000 foundations as well. So mainly we will deal with them to explain them again and again what the European Union is and why Turkey is trying to become member. It's not to reach the money or the welfare as it was the case for perhaps previous members, but Turkey is looking to this to reach the values, the standards, and to really make Turkey a better democracy, better human rights country, respect to law, and every chapters, environment to food security, education to whatever the chapters are envisaging, we are trying to bring Turkey to that level. So in the European Union level, we're going to also try to repair the wrong image. And we're continuously meeting here with civil society as well, with business circles, with commissioners, with parliamentarians, with whatever the message is needed to be given. And I think after a short while, we will at least stand on a better platform where we can start walking more securely and trusting each other and look to the same directions. I think those are, what you are saying for Europe is not a perception, that is true, but normally the economic situation and the loss of jobs, increase of unemployment, cause some unhappiness in some countries in Europe. So it's normal that some radical views find their way to the political field when there is less hope and more difficulties. But I think this is temporary, and the mainstream of the European Union countries is not radicalism or against Islamophobia or these kind of attitudes are not the mainstream. So I think, and as Turkey also thinks, these are temporary situations. So we are looking to the mainstream, and we are looking to the ideals and values which created the European Union more than the new phenomena which is temporary. In Turkey also there are allegations about this and that, but I think we have to also overcome difficulties, and if the picture is wrong, we have to change the picture. If the Europe is looking to the wrong picture, then we have to make Europe look at the correct picture. That's why we are here. The Cyprus issue is 50 years old, and also our application to the European Union is first application is 50 years old. So I think what we have always defended is the Cyprus problem has to be solved. It is a shame that a divided island exists in today's world. When we are celebrating the collapse of the Berlin Wall, the 25th anniversary, we were very happy to see the ceremonies, and we were proud that it happened. But there is an island, divided island, where there is also a wall dividing the two parts of the island. So the first priority is for Turkey to solve the Cyprus problem, but it should be also a priority for Europe or for the world as well. But there are elements which has to be used to solve the Cyprus problem, and if they are removed there, that will be very difficult. So what we are defending is to remove elements which is absolutely necessary to solve the Cyprus problem to the European Union process, to open chapters. If those are used, then we open the chapters. but we will never solve the Cyprus problem. So this has always been our case, and because of that, for 8 years now, 8 chapters are suspended due to a unilateral declaration of the Greek Cypriots. Another 5 chapters suspended, but we have really, from the first moment this decision was taken, we opened all the chapters in Turkey. So as if the chapters are opened, we have done during the 8 years whatever it was necessary. So practically, we didn't lose any time. And really, the real picture is we opened 28 chapters and closed 14 chapters. So I think opening chapters is now the responsibility of the European Union. Whether it is opened or not, we are going to do what we have done during the 8 years, and the real picture will not change. So we have changed 2,000 laws and secondary laws in Turkey in the 12 years. And during the last 3 years, when the negotiations were a little bit slowed down, we opened 2 chapters only in 3.5 years. We changed 167 reform packages. So in Turkey we are doing our part, and it is not because of the European Union that we are doing it now. In the beginning, if EU process wasn't there, we couldn't have done the political reforms. It was absolutely the EU process. But now, without the EU having some slowing down of the negotiations, we are still continuing, and we are ready to do whatever necessary to become member, to open chapters. But now I think it's the European Union's turn to really look at it and take its responsibility to open chapters. Actually, there is a wrong concept again here. The Turkish Navy is not in the territorial waters of any country. It is in the international waters, and it's a troublesome area. We are participating, for example, in the Lebanon UN force with our Navy, and in Syria there is a problem, in the region there is a problem. So any country has the right to sail the military ships in the international waters, and it is absolutely not the territorial water, and that is the wrong concept I was trying to mention to you. But of course, the economic zone, when you mention about the economic zone, Cyprus is 40 miles to Turkey, and Turkey has also an economic zone. So economic zones cannot be unilaterally declared. It has to be agreed with other countries, and then you can speak about my economic zone or your economic zone. So when Cyprus is 40 miles away from the mainland Turkey, Turkey has also an economic zone, and it is of course confusing to say that a small island covering all Mediterranean as it is its own economic zone. This is wrong. And I think the attempt made in the European Council to stop the negotiations officially because of this has been refused. So I think there are European Union countries who are better knowledged and has a sense that this problem should not really take over the real benefits. And I think it is time for the European Union to stop being a prisoner of the Cyprus question or the problem, and look at the forest where there's huge benefits. And really the trade between Turkey and the European Union is 150 billion euros. Energy security is through Turkey. We have really made important vision that when fire is around Turkey in our region, Turkey has been a politically and economically stable country in the last 12 years. I think if we are not hosting 2 million Syrian refugees who are now in Turkey. We have spent $4.5 billion to make them comfortable in Turkey, just because we are thinking from a humanitarian aspect, and we have never received any except for $200 million from throughout the world. We are taking this responsibility, but if Turkey hadn't done this, the 2 million refugees would be running, swimming, or cycling, or flying to the European Union countries. So we are doing a favor there, and this has to be taken into consideration. and Turkey is really a very important position, and what Turkey is doing has to be taken into consideration, and EU shouldn't be a prisoner of the Cyprus problem and the Greek Cypriots. First of all, the President Juncker is a friend of Turkey. We have always had good relations with him. He's a very credible person, a good orator, and a well-known European person. So we are very looking forward to cooperate with him. And as you have seen, I have met with 5 commissioners during an afternoon, and then also with many commissioners in my previous visits. And we don't have any difficulty to work with this commission to look ahead for the future of Turkish-EU relations. What you have mentioned is an EU problem. And I don't think Turkey has any power to intervene in it and to have a say in it. But actually, Turkey wants to be a part of also the European Union problem, so that perhaps with our experience and with our contributions, many other problems could be directed towards a better position. So we are closely watching what's going on here.